to the belief that awareness is derivative of the brain. Awareness is prior to the creation of the quite artificial structure of time. The belief in your awareness starting in your brain is equivalent to the belief that consciousness and awareness can be limited. This is a 100% unfounded belief. It is also equivalent to the belief that consciousness may end. This is equivalent to the belief that something may become nothing. An equally insane belief, because nothing is nothing, and therefore does not exist outside of the belief in it. And onward to the idea that it can never be proven that consciousness is prior to and fundamental to the brain. We say it can be proven 100% to the self. It may be even demonstrated outwardly, but not to the ego, and not to any whom already hold this upside-down belief that the material world is the base reality. Once one has accepted this idea, no proof otherwise will be allowed through the filter of the ego, because it's such an upside-down belief that it completely inverts our power. Obviously, the sky is fundamental to the clouds and not the reverse. Obviously, silence was before noise and not the reverse. Obviously, consciousness existed before any appearances arise within it. To prove it, one only needs be willing to face the idea of death, and maybe even the experience of death. Because belief in and fear of death is what binds one to this illusory puzzle. Because to go beyond the limited mind, to go beyond the appearance of time, to go beyond the appearance of a body and a brain, and actually know the truth, one must face the reality that the ego does not exist in silence. And this will always be terrifying to the ego. And so it will look everywhere for the answer. Everywhere within its limited scope and the scope of other limited egos. It will look everywhere but where the answer is, within. It will debate and theorize and postulate, assume and hypothesize endlessly, all to keep from knowing the truth that it is not, that it does not exist. And in this recognition, one would actually know the truth of who they are, because in the recognition that the ego does not exist, one is then left immediately with the knowledge that one does exist. When the personality of the self recognizes that it does not exist, immediately the knowledge of one's existence replaces that. One only has to go through the fear of approaching that by the ego. And this is found in silence, love and light.